What's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's up, man? Y'all see what's going on, man? I ain't even gonna hold y'all up. We gonna get right into it. We gonna get right into it. I'm gonna, I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna shout out my family. I'm gonna shout out my family, and then I'm gonna introduce our guest. I was gonna, you know what I'm saying, like keep him in the background so y'all couldn't see what was going on and be like, man, I don't know who special guest gonna be today. But we gonna get into it, man. Let me shout out my family. Let me share my screen, and I'm gonna shout out my family. Y'all know who I am, man. My name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on here every day at 6:30 p.m. and do the price action recap. And on Sundays, you know what I'm saying, we used to do Tim's Tidbit on Sundays at 3 o'clock. And now we do Tim's Tidbit takeovers because it's only so much you can be taught or shown in the stock market. And I done showed y'all everything I got. You feel me? So now what we do is Tim's Tidbit takeovers, and I invite different cousins on to come share something that they got an expertise in with y'all. And if we can't find no cousin to share nothing on Sunday, we just gonna be here Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. You feel me? So with that being said, let me share my screen and I'm gonna shout out my family. If y'all want to support me, y'all appreciate this good information that we be sharing every day with each other. The first thing you can do is hit that like button. Somebody told me if you hit that like button, the algorithm like it. So hit that like button. If you on the replay and you ain't subscribed, what you doing, man? Subscribe to the channel. You feel me? A second way you can support your boy, it's real easy, is go to thenewtli.com, thenewtli.com. You'll come to a site that looks just like this right here. Say Spider Gang. Go shop with your boy. You can support me like that because I would never, and I repeat, I would never ever charge anybody to share the information that I have learned in this stock market and the education I have picked up in this stock market. I ain't got no gripe, no quarrel, no beef with anybody who charged, but I would never charge for it. So go to thenewtli.com and shop with your boy if you want to support me. And if you on live with us, they got these things called super chats. You can do that too. But I'm gonna tell you, Google gonna take 50% of that. So I appreciate you anyway. Do it like that. Support your boy. Shout out. Boy, that Waffle House came back on me just then. Hey, shout out my daughter Alexandria Cartwright, man. Y'all go support Alexandria Cartwright. I got to put this out. Alexandria Cartwright is not my legal daughter. Her father is in her life. Hey, shout out my daughter Alexandria Cartwright, aka Learn with Lex, aka Liquidity Lex, aka Wealth Walk, Wealth Walk, what you call it? The CEO, president, creator, all of that right there. Shopwealthwalks.com. Go shop with Lex, man. That's a beautiful young woman. She's doing great and amazing things in this trading community. Go support her small business, Wealth Walks. And you know what I'm saying, do that because I said so. Shout out Draco, big Draco. This Draco right here. Draco been doing this kind of stuff for over 20 years, dealing with finance and insurance industry. She can hook you up. That's Draco right there. Her real name Draco. I call her Draco because every time I hear Draco, I think of Draco, and that's what. And plus, she teach women how to shoot guns. If you're in Carolina, she teach you how to. She can teach you how to shoot a Draco. She can teach you how to shoot a Draco, you feel me? Go to prolificprosperity.com. Check out what she can offer to you, man. She can help you get your budgeting game together, your estate planning game together. Anything dealing with finance and insurance industry, holla at Draco, man. A Squad Live. These people right here, they got the hardest URL. Boy, JD, Vic, Danielle, so if y'all listening to me, get an easier URL that I can say I'm getting old, man. A squad live 22.myshopify.com. I ran out of breath saying that one. Shop with my folk, man. I got this shirt over here. These shirts real thick and fluffy, and they run big for me anyway. You know what I'm saying? My extra large fit like this right here. This how my extra large fit. They extra large fit look like I put Q shirt on and it just be drenched on me. Hey, Instagram. Y'all go to Instagram, holler at the homeboy Stock Zay. If y'all don't know who Stock Zay is, amazing fundamental trader, amazing, fundamental investor, amazing technical analysis trader. Come to Stock Zay. You see how it look? If it don't look like that, if I don't follow him, that ain't him. Click on his link in his bio. You can schedule a one-on-one. He got a YouTube channel, First Gen Wealth on YouTube, because it used to be First Gen Wealth Building, but now it's Stock Zay, right? Run it up community. He got a community with courses, private groups. You know what I'm saying? He talk to the runners every day. You know what I'm saying? He be guiding the runners through these crazy stock market streets. Wall Street Consortium. If I get on the right thing and type. Wall Street Consortium. Charles Coney. Everybody in the community call him Uncle Charles. Right? Wall Street Consortium. One word right there. If it don't look like that, ain't spelled like that, and I don't follow him, that ain't him. Click on his link in his bio. Book a one-on-one with this man right here. This man been investing ever since Moses was still living in Pharaoh's house. Anybody who ever read the Bible know how long ago that was. Charles Coney been investing since Moses was still in Pharaoh's house. He can teach you everything you need to do to build a profitable portfolio for the long term. Go book a one-on-one with that man. If you like dogs, I got 2 more and we gonna get to the special guest. If you don't like me shout out my family, get off my live. Hey, bullet _ Frenchies or franchise or however old 100 say this right here. If you into dogs, hook up with the homie 100. He can get you any kind of dog you want. This is Jasper and Rock Lee. Jasper right here. That's my favorite one. The homeboy Jasper right there. Look like he'll bite your ankles up. Jasper, that's my favorite one. And then Rock Lee, I call him Fat Boy. You feel me? Rock Lee, Fat Boy, aka Fat Boy. Y'all pull up on 100 and he can hook you up with any kind of dog you trying to get. He can get you that's the dog connect. I call him the dog connect. Scott's Creations. If you trying to figure out how to cook better, cook healthy, cook at all, go to Scott's Creations. On IG. See these right here? What, Tim? What are those? I'm glad you asked that, little Timmy Rogers. Those are menus. He hook you up with. Let's click on one of them. What is this right here? Ooh, blackened catfish. It moves. See, I told you some of them move. Blackened catfish with dirty quinoa, however you say that. Salted mushrooms. That sounds very delectable to the palate. If you don't know how to cook it, he'll teach you how to cook it too. If you click on his videos, boom, he got videos of him actually cooking the food right here. Is that a turkey? Is that a turkey? Yep, that's a deep fried turkey right there. He'll show you how to actually cook the food on his videos. And if you click on his Linktree link, guess what you can do? You can pull up, his name Travis Scott, by the way. You can pull up on his store and buy his own creation. His own seasonings. He got his own seasonings. And this one over here, you can put this on darn near everything. Darn near anything. That's the name of it. See, right, I'm going to zoom in right there. Darn near everything seasoning. And he didn't mean darn. Pull up on the homie Travis Scott, man. If I forgot anybody, if I left anybody out, charge it to my head, not my heart. We fun to get into our special guest, man. Y'all already know who he is, man. AKA the big cousin. AKA the basketball genius. If I ain't mistaken, I think he rode with Boston. I'm not sure. I think he rode with Boston. I don't watch basketball, so I don't know, to tell you the truth. This young man right here, he actually work on Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? He actually he's a Wall Street kind of guy. You know, you hear people saying, yeah, did Wall Street look like us now? No, Wall Street look like Q now. You feel me? He actually work on Wall Street. He do this for a living. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna hold this man up, man. This man, y'all done seen him on the Come Up series. If you be on Twitter, you done seen him on Twitter with the jokes. I thought he was a comedian, but then somebody said, nah, he work on Wall Street. You feel me? Cause he always coming with some jokes. And then he gonna come in here and he gonna break it down. Y'all know how Q do. If you ever seen him on the Come Up series, he give it to you. You know what I'm saying? He give it to you the right way. I'm gonna say give it to you the right way, cause he make you think about like don't just jump into hot. I'm gonna let him say it. I'm gonna let him say it himself. You know what I'm saying? If you on IG, you feel me? If you on IG, you can follow the homie. Is Mr. _ Wall Street. without the street part, it's the abbreviated street. Mr. Underscore Wall Street. If you on Twitter, you can follow me at QMark32 on Twitter. Most time, only thing you gonna get is a whole bunch of jokes and some basketball references, cause this man do this for a living, so he ain't gonna be on the internet trying to pretend to be a Wall Street guru. This is what he do for a living. Q like, look here, man, pull up and chop it up with me. Don't be pull up and asking me to work after I'm off from work. You feel me? Hey man, hold on. I gotta do my disclaimer, and then the homeboy Q, aka the big cousin, gonna pull up on us, right? Let me get my thing up, cause I be forgetting to do my disclaimer. Mama be like, hey, you ain't did your disclaimer, and I be like, yes ma'am, I jolly pies. I'm gonna click on this one here. We'll go to the discipline over dollars. That'll work for me. And then let me put it up there. Go back to sharing my screen. Get out the way, slides. The slides in my way. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. Y'all know the lick read spider gang. I'm just gonna change the eyes to weaves, right? I'm gonna change the eyes to weaves because we got us a special guest today, but it all applies. It all applies because we ain't giving nobody out no financial advice. I would blow it up like I usually do, but I moved my thing and I can't find it right now. Oh, there it is. All right, let's blow it up big for the new people. Boom! For everybody that's new to the party. Y'all say it with me. Just change the eyes to we's in your head. Y'all ready? On the count of 1, 2, 3. We are not financial advisors. We are not fiduciaries. Nothing we say should be taken as financial advice. Do your own research. Investing involves considerable risk, and you should always, say that part again, you should always consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. You feel me? With all that being said, man, I'm going to close my mouth, and I'm going to yield the flow to the big cousin, Q.
My
Q.
God, what's good, man?
The stage is yours, my guy. The stage is yours.
You can hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
All right. Yo, man, what's good with you? Everything
I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
Your energy is crazy, bro. Thank you for having me on the platform. I really appreciate it. Like for me, I don't talk unless I got something to say. I feel like a lot of times people kind of just talk to talk, to hear their own voice.
Yeah.
So I think like a lot of times like investing is funny, or this space is funny, right? Like I want to say probably financial investing for people of color, right? Because it's kind of like school with no grades. Like you're mixing in kindergartners with high schoolers, right? And kids are very easily influenced. So new investors are very influenced, right? It's a really weird time. And I think like a lot of times that leads to kind of low self-esteem in the space.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of what we value is money or material things. The value is not placed on knowledge or just kind of critical thinking, right?
Yeah.
So it's not so much that like, how can I put it? It's not to put nobody down. But when you think about it, right? If I said to you tomorrow, I'm a dentist now. Let me clean your teeth. What would you say to me?
No, sir.
Why not?
Cause you ain't proved to me that you're a dentist. Cause yesterday you was working on Wall Street, and now today you a dentist. And, hey, you ain't got a track record.
All right, so then why are people taking hardcore financial advice from folks who never worked on Wall Street or worked in the industry of finance?
Oh man, cause we chasing that internet life. We chasing that bag.
Right. So like why? So like any other realm that considers your health, because financial health is just as important as your mental health or your physical health. Your financial health, the same thing. If I say tomorrow I'm a doctor, would you let me give you a checkup? No, you don't have the accreditation. So how come when it comes to financial health, no one ever asks for accreditation?
Ooh.
I show you what I have.
Q, you coming in too hot. You coming in too hot on them. God, talk your talk, though. Talk your talk.
You gotta have an honest conversation, because it's not to put nobody down. It's not to come at nobody. It's to have an honest conversation, because what it comes down to investing, just as much as the numbers, it's the psychology of it, right? And sometimes what happens is that sometimes you have the winning thought, right? But you don't value your thought like that, because you think that, well, this person has this amount of money or this person has these material items. They know more. They're better than me. And you follow your lead. And often than not, you lose more money with somebody else's play than you do your own play, right?
Mm-hmm.
People have lost more money following somebody else into a trade than actually sticking to what it is that they know, right? It goes down to the psychology of like actually investing, because in investing, when you look at the root of it, it's not about how much money you have, and obviously we all make money. It is about knowledge. Knowledge is a variable. It's a tangible thing. If I give you knowledge, I can't control what you do with it. There's no ceiling for knowledge if I give it to you, because you're going to look at it a certain way and you might see something I don't see, and you can grow your knowledge base and those around you, right? So the platform that you've created is a conversation around knowledge on different levels, whether you're a trader, whether you're a swing trader, whether you're a scalper, whether you're a long-term investor, but you have to have an identity, right? So when we're born, I'm born as a black man. I know who I am, right? And if I move different, the world will tell me, yo, that's not how a black man moves. They'll say, Q, you're bugging. That's not black culture, right? But think about people who came into this game in 2020 who, I'm a trader. Now I'm a long-term investor. Now I'm a scalper. You got people who have an identity crises. So you got low self-esteem, got identity crises going on, and you're doing this in real time with your real money that took you years to gain, right? Because there's no value on knowledge. You don't care what somebody knows. You care about what somebody has. So you're like, I'm going to get to the bag. I want to get the money. But what you learn in life is everything has a give or take. If I chase the bag and I'm chasing money, right, then I'm giving up time with my family, my friends, and create memories, right? And memories are ultimately the megapixels that create the picture of our life, right? And so at the end of the day, there has to be a fine line balance, right, between the memories I create and the money I make, right? Because if I'm going to make a shit ton of money, then I might as well be able to give my family the best life possible to cut corners, right? So if I need to travel somewhere, we're traveling first class. I want to go do this. We're doing this the best, not because I spent so much time away trying to chase money. So people will say, well, I'm getting to the bag, I'm chasing the money, but you're giving something up. There's not like, you're not just chasing the bag and not giving anything up, right? Mm-hmm. So when you get in the stock market and you start seeing people swing trading and scalping and doing this, and you start jumping from boat to boat to boat in real time with real money, well, you're risking your long-term financial freedom for a short-term gain. Now I play basketball, right? I go to the gym and I play with the younger dudes, and I'm nice, right? And I can shoot the ball. But Steph Curry can shoot too. Shooting's not easy. Steph Curry makes shooting look easy. Now, I might go in the gym one day and look like Steph for one day, but can I do that for 365 days a year? Probably not. No. So if you have one day or 1 week or 1 month being good at trading, the best trader doesn't shoot 100%. How do you replicate the process? So it starts with like the psychology of investing and your personal relationship with money. A lot of times people are building homes on flawed foundations. Your foundation is not solid. So when this market comes and you haven't learned anything in 2 years and you're in high risk, high multiple tech names that really work on margins and future earnings, and you don't realize that if rates go up, the cost of capital goes up. And if the cost of capital goes up, ultimately the people with the money get a little stingier. And your margins come down because now if the cost of capital is not zero. So now we have to re-rate the stock, right? We have to go look at the stock and say, okay, the stock should be trading here. It comes down. If you own that name and you're still in that name and you tell yourself, well, I'm doubling down, I'm gonna buy more because I believe in this. You're not acknowledging the other side of it because you're chasing money or your arrogance in your own thoughts. So psychology is such a big deal in this game because I can tell you that I love a company today, and then tomorrow I hate that company. I'm like, that's stupid. Dumb company. It's not me switching sides, right? It's me taking the information that I've gathered for that day and reassessing, right? And so if you look at the stock market is built on contingencies. Mm-hmm. But most investors, both institutional and retail, are looking for long-term and short-term relationships. Doesn't make sense because the chick that's with the NBA player is with him because he's in the league. When he's not in the league no more, guess what? She's not with him no more. That relationship is built on contingency. It's not built on that. Ultimately, what you hope for is that you build enough equity that the relationship becomes a relationship. So let me give you an example. When Warren Buffett bought a stock when he first started, it was based on contingency. He's compiled enough of the stock to be able to talk at shareholder meetings. So now it's a relationship because they can hear him when he says, hey, I don't like that idea, or hey, you guys should do this. It's no longer built because he has a voice that can change how a stock or a company moves. If you own 3 shares of Apple, your relationship is contingent. It's contingent upon Apple doing whatever they do for the stock to go up. You have no voice or no say in what goes on.
No voice. No
So
voice.
you have to build enough of a position to have a relationship. Same way that if I just met you, our relationship is built on contingencies. It's built on me respecting you, you respecting me, us building, us having a conversation. If we did disagree with each other, us being respectful until it becomes a relationship, right? That's the psychology of it, but that's the truth. It's not falsified, right? But we have a lot of big broing. Yo, the big bro. Why is he your big bro? Oh, because he has more designer clothes than you. Oh, because he has more money than you. He's the big bro. Not who he is. Nobody cares about who you are, right? So when
Nope.
you think about companies and psychology of investing, well, I'm not buying a stock price, I'm buying a business, right? Oh, and ultimately, how much do I know about that business? So when people are saying, hey, I'm a trader, let's start with traders. I'm a trader, I'm trading a stock. Yeah, you're playing with the charts and price move, but how do you understand how much sentiment and conviction plays in that actual chart? If you don't, you'll get caught in the wrong side of the trade. The psychology of understanding that you could be right, but the stock goes the other way, right? Like we'll invest in things and they'll go the wrong way and you're shocked. Like, oh my God. No. You should probably know the risk reward, right? I have a 15% downside and I have a 35% upside in this trade, and I feel comfortable for these reasons. But if I'm wrong, here's my plan. A lot of people get into the airplane with no parachute.
Oh.
The airplane's never going to crash, right? I mean, parachute? The market goes straight up. That's all it does. And so now that plane is veering down into that mountain, and you don't got a parachute.
Oh.
Right? Like that's what's happening to folks. But it's because we started off with a faulty ground. We're not building a foundation on a real ground. We're not being truthful, right? We're not acknowledging the fact of what we don't know, what we want to do. We're having an identity crisis. All these things are layered, right? And so yeah, you may have came in and made some money, but the toxicity of your relationship with the stock market still exists. It just hasn't shown itself. Like we go to holidays, right? We all got family members who are a little toxic. We all got that, right? We all been at Thanksgiving and got a little ratchet or arguments happen, right? But you don't see that every day. You only see it in certain environments, right? In the environments, certain Christmas and different things, you might have had an argument with your cousin or people arguing about politics. And then we're all surprised. Oh my God, can't believe they argued. No, that was building up. We seen it at the last barbecue and this and that back and forth, right? It built up. And so we have to acknowledge those things. We do a really, really bad job of acknowledging the truth in the stock market, psychology wise. Forget numbers. We do a really bad job because, again, all your hopes and wishes stand on somebody who has no real connection to the companies. Your competition, analysts and institutions, right? They have relationships with the IR, investor relations, the CEO, the CFO, and they don't get it right 100% of the time, right? So what you're competing against when you buy Microsoft are all the software analysts that work on Wall Street that spend 80 hours a week studying the software sector. They know nothing else. They know nothing about financials. They know nothing about chemicals. They know software, and they talk to Satya Nadella. They talk to all the CEOs, IRs, and those guys don't get it 100% right. You're competing with them when you make a Microsoft trade. Whether you're buying an option or a stock, you're competing with those guys who have more money, more time, more ammo, more weapons, and can weaponize their thought process. But you're mad when the trade doesn't go your way because you don't want to acknowledge the fact that you really don't know nothing. You're following somebody else. And it's okay not to know nothing. We all started not knowing nothing. I ain't know nothing when I got in this. Our values are different. I don't value money at the same level I value knowledge. I think if I have an opportunity to learn, it's greater than the amount of money because your network is always going to be worth more than what you have.
Man.
So if you have $1 million, that's great. But if I know 100 people with $1 million, who has more value?
You. Cause you got it. You see if you got the knowledge, y'all know I can't shut up. If you got the knowledge, if you got the knowledge, you gonna know how to get the money. But
So
if I got $1 million with no knowledge, you know what I'm saying, my $1 million gonna run out because I don't know how to keep it. You feel
so
me?
That's the stock market, no? That's most retail investors, right? Not all, but most. Don't really, and it's okay. But we hide behind the facade. Because on the internet, you can be whatever you want to be. It's like being, I could be a superhero one day, I could be a wrestler, I could be whatever. You can't tell me I can't be on the internet. I can be what I want. You can catfish, whatever, right? Bunch of catfishes. So again, like I don't allow my thought process to be dictated to me. I create my thought process and based on how much I respect your opinion, because opinions can weigh a feather or they can weigh an airplane based on how you value them. Right? So if I don't think that you're that intelligent, I'm not going to weigh your opinion like an airplane. I guess a feather. So even when people talk and go, oh well, Elon Musk or Jamie Dimon, if somebody said that, but what do you think? Because they could be wrong. Yeah, I know they have a lot of money. They're usually pretty right, but what if they're wrong? What if their opinion? How much value is your opinion? But your opinion is based on your knowledge base and it's based on how much work you put in. So we've all went to school before, and we all walked into the test, right? Your posture and your energy is different when you study for that test. When you study, I'm getting an A. You walk in, come on, give me the test. I'm ready to get an A. The day you didn't study, you walk in, you didn't study because you was up playing video games or hanging out with your friends, and you're not really ready for the test, your energy be different. You're like, I hope they forget about the test. Right? That's the stock market information. Right? And so like I'm big on information diet because your information diet is just as important as your physical diet and not taking in too much information. Right? I take opinions in. I go, okay, well, that's interesting they said that, but my opinion ultimately matters because I feel great about me. I feel great about my knowledge base. And when you do that, what happens is that whatever you're doing, whether you're scalping, you're trading, you're long-term investing, your dollar cost averaging, whatever you're doing, you have a clearer process. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I just have a really clear process because I don't allow other people's opinions to control my narrative. Because ultimately, why you need an information diet is because everything that you consume are media companies. They're not information companies. CNBC is a media company. They get paid for the views. They don't get paid for information. They don't get paid for making you rich. Bloomberg is a media company. Yahoo Finance is a media company. They get paid for the clicks and the ad revenue and talking up certain things. That's why certain words like recession, certain things are played up, right? It's the same way that if you're watching a TV show, they're going to show you a commercial for Love and Hip Hop. Yo, you seen about the fight in the club? Yo, recession. Now you're going to tune in and you hear those key words and right. And it's like you're addicted to noise. Mm-hmm. And when you become addicted to noise, you don't appreciate silence.
Oh, silence is golden. Oh.
So ultimately, if you talk to somebody, if I talk to you about something and I just shut up, if you don't know what you're talking about, the silence is glaring. Right? If you have no clue, if I just shut up, and you have no clue what you're talking about, silence can be so loud. But if you don't appreciate silence, because silence allows you to have a clear thought process to really evaluate the truths of a company, the truths of the stock market, the truths of money, even your relationship with money. We all start at different places. Some people had money growing up. Some people didn't have money. Some people had money, lost money, got it back. What is your relationship like with the dollar, right? Have that conversation. Because ultimately, like a lot of times, people of color, we ain't have it. So when we get it, we don't know what to do with it. And we value a piece of paper so high, such a high point for a piece of paper and wanting to see the table. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to buy some designer and show y'all that I got the Gucci on, right? And it's like, I got to prove to y'all that I got it. But ultimately, the people who got it don't want you to know they have it because they don't want you asking for it. So it's the same thing in the stock market. The people with the information don't want you to know you have information. They're not going to talk about it. They're going to keep it low. You have to seek them out and understand, like, okay, that person knows about, so I need to talk to that person. Whether it's about the stock market, whether it's about a particular business, whether, right, and reverse engineer your thought process. So, like, if you're like, hey, I like this company. Okay, well, who's the CEO? Who's the CFO? Where'd they come from? Who is IR? Who can I talk to that has a good base? If you're talking about healthcare companies, sometimes you can actually talk to a doctor. He's the one using the products. So if you say, I like this med tech company, when you go to your doctor's office, hey, you like that machine made by, so-and-so? How's that working for you? How much did that cost you guys? Ask some questions, right? Like analysts that cover stocks, they go to the stores and they say, what's the experience like? What's the customer service like? Are the employees happy? Are the shelves stocked? Are the clothes folded? Right? The reason why like consumer discretionary and tech have the bigger market caps are because we can touch those items. They're tangible. I can go to Lululemon. I can go to Walmart. I can go to Target. I can go to Apple. I can use Amazon. I can use Google, right? All those companies. I can go to Home Depot. I can go to Lowe's. I can go to Five Below. I can go to Dollar Tree. I can go to Dollar General. I can go experience those stores. I can experience Microsoft. I use Microsoft Office at work, right? So because I can touch those things, they're very tangible to us. We feel like we understand them. I go to Starbucks, Chipotle, right? McDonald's. But the stuff that we don't understand makes money too. So we don't understand oil and gas because we don't live in Oklahoma or Texas and understand upstream, downstream, midstream, right? Understand the value of oil and natural gas and pipelines and industrials and chemicals and materials and the correlation, because that's not sexy. That doesn't get you Instagram likes. That doesn't get you Twitter likes. That's not when you say, yo, I own Valero. What was Valero? Right? That's not sexy to own Chevron or ConocoPhillips or Hess or EOG or Devon Energy or Fang or Pioneer, right? All companies that have reached their 52-week high, right? And we're in June. Mm-hmm. It's not sexy. Who wants to own Valero at $69 in October and it's 140 today? Oh, but the stock market's rigged, right? Because the stock market's going down. It's going down, man. Everything's going down. Well, no, it's not. You're just not looking in the right places because you're chasing somebody else's dream. Mm-hmm. So all you've done is transfer your 9-to-5 job of chasing somebody else's dream and brought it to the internet and found somebody who is an apostle or a God sent to you because of how they present themselves. Mm-hmm. You don't fact check anything. Maybe you made some money in 2020 and now you're out here lost in the desert. And water is really hard to come by, right? And so now you're looking for an oasis. And how rare is that?
Everybody out here crying, saying, well, you ain't telling me to get out.
Right? Because it's somebody else's responsibility to take care of you as if they're your child or you're their child. Mm-hmm. And so like, that's the harsh truth. The harsh truth is that no one was ready for this year. This was a test that a lot of people didn't study for because they didn't feel like they had to study. Because the first test you ever took in the stock market was an open book test. Mm-hmm. From April or March of 2020 to the end of the year, 98% of stocks went up. It's an open book test. You could dart throw and make money. Mm-hmm. And if 2021 didn't prepare you because you made some money on the back end because you ran to highs on the back end, you probably made the money you lost in the front end, right? So now you're setting yourself back because, again, we're not having the harsh truth of, you know what? Let me pull some stuff back. Ain't nothing wrong with a play account. Ain't nothing wrong with paper trading. But how many people you know that's come to you and said, hey, I want to get involved in investing. I'm going to open a paper trading account and practice first.
Not a one.
No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my savings I've done for the last 5 to 7 years, the money I need to retire, buy a house, for bills, and I'm going to try this shit in real time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
Matter of fact, everybody say I'm gonna take my money and I'm just gonna do whatever you do. That's what people tell me 100%.
It's so like it's funny, right? So when I look at like for example, like crypto is a good case. I've seen 3 to 5 crypto commercials, right? And they've had one correlation. They've had black people in them. So a Greystone crypto commercial with black people in it. I've seen Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, Shaq, right? With crypto in it. We don't understand stocks. We don't understand stocks. Just regular investment. We don't understand regular money management, just credit cards, other stuff. But every crypto commercial got a black person in it.
Because they know our culture. They know our culture influences all culture, and our culture just gonna follow blindly. You see what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, right? So like when we're having this conversation about psychology, I could give you the numbers, and but if your base ain't strong, the hurricane's gonna knock your house over. It don't make a difference, and you don't got no homeowners insurance. So at the end of the day, when you think about investing, it's like, where am I psychologically in my investment journey? Where is my mental health when it comes to investing? Because again, you have financial health, mental health, physical health. Where am I in those journeys? Because if you got bad physical health, those traits will follow the other areas. If you have bad financial health, it's going to follow whatever you do, right? So it's like people ask me, what book should I read to learn the market? No, learn life first, because investing isn't from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Investing is a life skill. The currency is constantly changing. So who I talk to is an investment in my time and energy. What I eat is an investment in my health, right? The currency changes. When people invest money, your IQ actually goes down 1 point. It's a fact that when you're investing without a cost. So if you're not like an impact investor, some people are social impact investors, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe every time you invest, you look at a picture of your daughter because you want to give her a college fund, or without having a why. So when you're investing strictly for money, your IQ actually comes down 1 point. It's a proven fact. Well, why? Because the currency changes because of your relationship with money. So when you're doing that and you're so nervous, like, oh, it's like, nah, yo, you're valuing money too much. And we all need it to live, because we all want money, we need to live, but we have to place that knowledge because we don't have that in our community. So now the people who don't know, right? So again, you're taking kindergartners who are impressionable and you're putting them with high schoolers. So even if this high schooler is a C student, they're watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to grow up to be C students because they don't know any better, because they deem this person as cool because they're a high schooler.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to show the kindergartens, the A students. It's very important that what you see, right, creates what you could be. Growing up in the Black community, you don't see many doctors, lawyers, accountants, right? You see a certain kind of community, wherever you're from. You're from Florida, I'm from New York. You see a certain thing based on your demographics. So you don't never think, yo, I could be this. Never in a million years did I think that I would be working and investing. I thought I was going to go to the league or play overseas. I never thought about it. I didn't even know this even part of America existed. It was never exposed to me until I got to college, where I'm competing with other people who have known about this for their whole life, who have been around this their whole life. The
Mm-hmm.
gap, two things, right? Opportunity, right, is a gap. So I have to close that gap. But I can't close with money. They got more money than me. I can't close it with fashion. They dress better than me. When I first started dressing, I had a sim suit, a really nasty Sean John shirt, and some penny loafers. It was terrible. I looked like Will Smith in Pursuit of Happiness. I can only close the gap with knowledge. I gotta learn more than
Knowledge.
that. Well, guess
Mm-hmm.
what? My skill set through life allowed me to learn at a faster rate, because when I started applying my life skills to this, that's life skills they didn't have. They didn't have that life skill. To be able to navigate New York and navigate different things and move around neighborhoods and know where to go, where not to go, and using my brain and critically thinking. And when times are hard, trying to figure out how to stretch a dollar, right? We all been broke. We all had to figure out how to get from one paycheck to another and make a dollar stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same skill set in the stock market. So these aren't
Yeah.
skills that we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
It's things that we don't acknowledge because we're not having honest conversations, and there's not a call for transparency, right? Because again, when you go to your doctor, where's your degree at? The doctor's degree is usually on the wall, right? He's transparent. Y'all went to Duke, I went to here. You go to your accountant, their degree is on the wall. You go to your dentist, degree certifications on the wall, all over the place, on the website, everything else. There is a demand for transparency. There's the demand for honesty because your health is at risk.
Mm-hmm.
So why is the conversation not the same when your financial health is at risk?
It's not just health. When you walk in a barber shop, they got they certificates and their license on the mirror right there. They have to have it posted so that you know he's qualified to cut my hair.
So why are the standards different?
Cause we chasing that bag, man. That's it.
So we
As long as we chasing that bag, it don't
so we
matter.
have we have to get to that point, because it don't matter. We're never going to make up the difference in money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're never going to do that,
Never.
right? And ultimately, most people of color sometimes fall in love with just wanting to have a seat at the table. They don't want to eat. They watching everybody else have steak and lobster. You just, oh, I'm at the table, man. I'm finally here, and you feel like you made it. It's like, no, no, I want my steak too.
Ooh, oh,
What?
baby,
I want
hold
my
on, Q.
steak
I
too.
ain't mean to interrupt you, baby. Go back to what Red just said. Go back to that comment Red just said, baby. If you want the truth from Q, you better be ready to swallow your pride. Pride is the downfall of everybody.
Mhm.
If you get so proud and you don't want to admit that you don't know, you people fall flat on their face because they got too much pride to admit that they don't know and ask another brother or sister. You'll go to anybody else and ask for help, but if it's a brother or sister like this young man right here that's giving it to you hard and raw, pause. But it's
Yeah,
like
strong
you
pause.
ain't you ain't gonna swallow your pride and take it from this young man because he looked like you, because we've been conditioned to hate ourselves. When we look in the mirror, we don't like what we see. So anybody we see that look like us, we don't like them either. You
Yeah,
feel me? It's
but that's the honesty we have. That's the honesty you have to have, right? Because there's just because I've been doing something longer, don't mean I know the most. It doesn't mean I can't learn from anything. What ultimately happens is there's no bad question, but there are quality questions, right? And the quality question will show how much work you've done prior to having that conversation, right? So if you ask me a question, I can tell, okay, you're interested, but you haven't done any work. But you can ask me a certain kind of question, I'm like, oh, I'm like, yo, he been in the lab, like, okay, like that's a real quality question, right? And we have to do a better job at that, at asking quality questions, not just asking questions for the sake of asking questions. Because we've been in class or we've asked questions where it's like we really don't care about the answer. We're just asking the question just kind of fake show interest. Like a lot of this stuff is lifestyle based, man. Like it's not a quick flip to the top, right? A lot of times people look at stuff and it's like, all right, yo, whatever you decide to do, you have to be okay with the consequences, right? That's really what investing is. And I tell guys all the time, if you, this is a drug reference, if you sell bud, don't hang out with the coke dealers because they have better lawyers than you and they have more money than you, and you're gonna get caught in RICO. And now you getting caught by association, right? Like if you can't stomach risk, if you can't stomach losing all your bread, don't play around the options. Go learn something. Because like again, at the end of the day, when you're not here no more, the real of it is that people are gonna talk about who you are, not what you have.
mm-hmm.
That's the crazy part. The crazy part is, yo, you could have hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Yo, when you not here no more, yo, I never liked him. He was getting on my nerves. Like they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna talk about the character, their integrity, who you are, how much knowledge you have. No one's gonna, yo, he had a nice house and a car. They don't care about that. You know what happens to those assets? They get divided by your family. Your family fights over that.
Mm-hmm.
They fight over the assets. They fight over the estate. But the people that you come in contact with, and the reason why legacies are different or weighted different, they're weighted different based on the person. They're not weighted different based on what they had. If that was the case, there's rich people who die every day. There's cats that got billions of dollars that die. You don't even know who they were.
Mm-hmm.
The impact is felt in the transfer of knowledge. Like if somebody put you onto something like sneakers, clothes, music, you always remember that person because they put you on to game.
Yep.
They put you on to knowledge. They put you on something that you didn't know, and then you took that. And if you had interest, you did more research. If I give you an artist right now, I'll let you listen to a song, and you like that song, you're gonna go listen to his albums in the past. You're gonna go listen to his singles. You're gonna go find out more about the artist because why? I put you on the game. You want to learn more. So if I put you onto a company or a thought process, it's not my job to expand that for you. It's your job to expand that for yourself. And if you
Ooh.
come back and say, "Yo, I listened to that album. I think this album is better than this album," and we can have that debate, right? Like a lot of times with Hove, I'm like, yo, what's the top 10 Hove songs? And my man might have a different opinion, and he might have, and we be arguing. I'm like, nah, this is the top 10. Well, why? We all did our homework, so the level of the convo is higher because we're breaking
Mm-hmm.
down bars. We're not just talking about, yo, he said this, and the intricacy of the conversation elevates, and that is what's going to save people. You making a couple of quick flips, right, and shooting like Steph Curry for one gym session isn't going to get you to the NBA. The difference between NBA players and regular people is that they have to do that every day. You can do it one time. We all can kind of pull something out of our butts, right? So yeah, maybe a couple of trades worked your way, and that could be the worst thing that happens to you. There's a couple of risky trades work for you, so now you think that you can shoot 30 footers, and now you went 0 for 20, and you're like,
Everybody
well,
want to do the tunnel shot.
it,
Everybody want to do the
it,
tunnel shot.
it worked, it worked Monday and Tuesday. Well, it didn't work Wednesday, and now you broke on Thursday. Here we are, right? And now, even in that, you don't want to be honest with your friends, your family, and say, yo, I kind of got overzealous and did X, Y, Z. So again, like it goes back to just our psychology, man. Like we have a really messed up psychology in this space, and it's about our mental health. And we have to get that right because a lot of times those things aren't right, and they're gonna seep into whatever you do. So whatever baggage you have emotionally, mentally, all that stuff, it's going to come with you. So if I travel with 85 bags, Delta's going to charge me bread for those bags. It costs money to charge. So whatever baggage I have, I bring with me wherever I go, right? They're going to charge me for it. The game going to charge you. The game going to be the game. It's not going to change,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a reason why, like, for example, like people go, yo, I just don't understand. Okay, so what's going to help you understand? How do you learn? Are you a podcaster? Are you a reader? Are you a visual learner? What are your strengths in learning? How can you
Mm-hmm.
be taught? What are the things that are going to help you understand faster? What are your practice methods? What is your passion for this? Like, we all have different passion levels. Like you said, you don't watch sports. You don't care who wins the NBA finals. You're like, I'm out here doing my thing. Me, I'm yelling at my TV cursing for 2 hours. I'm emotionally invested. My favorite team is playing. I'm gonna right. So, but it's it doesn't make a difference to me whether you're invested or not. I'm invested in what's going on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's for me to have those conversations or find people who are like-minded to have those high-level conversations with. It's not for me to go on Twitter and argue with somebody who can't make a left-hand layup. I'm creating chaos if that's the case. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm not weighing that opinion that high. So when you see somebody on the internet and they're making bread, that's dope. Good for you. But also, if you're making bread and you showing everybody that you're making bread, you screaming rob me. So I'm looking at you. I don't want to be associated. Yo, I made 100,000. I don't want to be nowhere near you
No
because
doubt.
there are people on the internet who don't have your best intentions. And if you showing everybody how much money you have, you better have it on you, or you better have security
Big
because
security.
because they keep on saying recession and this and money inflation. So if I don't have no money and you look sweet and you got 100,000, guess where I'm coming?
To be outside, get it the fast way, the ski
Yeah.
mask way.
And then have the audacity to tell, yo, I'm gonna be here at 4 o'clock on Thursday. What? Just off of your life thought process, I don't want to be nowhere near you because if that's how you think in life, I don't want to know how you could be the most brilliant investor, but I don't want to learn that because your thought process is going to put me in danger.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes back to again being honest because we can't have those honest conversations because a person that has money is up here, a person that has knowledge is down here. But the difference is that it's a marathon, it's not a race. So ultimately, what happens is that if you have a lead in mile 2, that's great. But if you don't have enough gas in your tank to get to mile 26, when we get to mile 18, 19, 20, guess what? You start to, and I start to, right? So when you're running the marathon, the race isn't won in the first couple of miles. The race is won in mile 15, 16, 17 when I start to get that lead. So if we're investing, right, whether you're a trader, you're a swing trader, you're a scalper, you're a long-term investor, you're a short-term investor, whatever it is, whatever you're doing and you acknowledge who you are, who your competition is, right? But it's still a marathon because you're not
Mm-hmm.
planning to trade for 1 year and retire. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Financial literacy is a journey, it's a lifelong journey. Because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately what you should be able to do is not only transfer your wealth, but transfer your knowledge. There are too many
Mm-hmm.
people trying to obtain wealth to transfer it to their kids and family, but they're leaving them with no knowledge. So I'm giving you a car with no gas.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yep.
still have to walk to the gas station with the joint to fill it up to put joint right. So my job in my family is to leave them the car with a full tank.
Yep.
That's leave them with wealth and knowledge, not just
Yep.
wealth. A lot of people are just leaving them with a Ferrari with no gas, right?
My whole
And
thing is I'm gonna make my kids some money, and then I'm not gonna give them the money. I'm gonna give them the plan that I formulated, how to take care of the money. I'm gonna teach them the plan, give them the plan, so when I die, they know how to keep that money growing.
so it's the
You see
thing,
what I'm
right?
saying?
The thing about it is there's two kind of people in this world, right? If I tell you to do something and you just go do it, mission accomplished, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, when you're doing it, right? How much smarter are you after that experience?
Whoo. You know the why behind the. It's easy to be a soldier and they be like, "Hey, go shoot that over there," but when you know why you're going to shoot that over there, you don't have to stop and be like, "Okay, what next?"
That's a life skill. That's not just an investment. Yo, when my uncle told me to cut the grass, I'm like, I don't want to cut the grass. Yo, we cutting the grass, dog, because I got neighbors, I got real estate value, I got this, that, that. And when he broke it down to me, I'm like, I bet. So now I'm cutting the grass. I know why I'm cutting the grass. I have an idea of the value. I'm getting the job done, right? And so it gives you a lot more equity in the assignment. And a lot of times, whether it's cutting the grass as a young teenager, or whether it's making a trade, or whether it's learning something, or whether it's relationships, a lot of times we don't have the equity to invest in those things. And then the outcome doesn't work out our way, and we can't understand why. Because when you have equity in something, you care about it, you nurture it. You got equity in your kids, you treat them a certain way, right? There's a certain level of attention, there's a certain level of energy, a certain level of emotion. When you just following instructions, there's no equity in that. That's why
Mm-hmm.
people are losing.
Yep.
People are losing because they're trying to gain equity without equity. People
Oh.
are losing, right? Just on that basis of like not really understanding what they're doing, why
Oh.
they're doing it, how they're doing it, and really having equity in the process. Because if you have equity in the process, you start questioning stuff. Stuff start looking different in the light. Like if I got equity in something, hold on. You mean to tell me
Oh.
X, Y, Z? Because I'm trying to figure. I want to know as much as possible because that's a value on knowledge. If I just tell you
Oh.
to cut my grass for
Oh.
for $10 and you do it, shoot, somebody might have gave me $20 to cut the grass, and I hired you, and I saved my hour and my time.
Oh. I hope y'all take. Oh man, look here, man. We we 51 minutes in already. I hope y'all taking notes. Q, hey Q. I don't know if you had any more, but man, I got it. They bloody. They bloody. You done beat them up with the truth. I'm throwing in the towel, man. We gonna take these last 9 minutes to see if anybody got any questions. But bruh, I appreciate you so much. I hope y'all caught some of them balls. And if y'all don't remember nothing else, remember the last ball what Q said. We trying to get equity without equity. Oh, oh, y'all ain't heard him when he said that. Rewind it and check it again. We trying to get equity without equity. I'm gonna tell you like this right here, man. What this man said is 100% true. You know what I'm saying? What I say all the time, I be like it's 90% uphill. I say this all the time. With people that tune in with me, it's 90% uphill. And what and the reason why I invited Q to come talk to us, man, is because, like you say, well, he said pretty much the same thing. We leave our 9 to 5 just to go spend all of our time away from our family chasing something else. You see what I'm saying? So as a trader, I'm a trader. Guess what? Trading requires me to sit there and trade. I'm still trading my time for the money. But if I learn how to invest in the long term, my money is still making money for me, even if I'm not doing anything, because I took the time to apply what I learned and I put my equity into something that I had mental equity about, and now it's driving off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here focusing on another investment that I'm fun to put some money into. You see what I'm saying? I'm not sitting there all day long trying to trade, and I ain't gonna be able to do it every day, 365 days a year. But if I put my money in the right vehicle, it can do it every day, 365 days a year without me. Get the knowledge, man. Knowledge is power. Like he said in the beginning, your network is will equal your net worth. You see what I'm saying? Get around like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? Get around like-minded people, get educated on it. Like he said, if we drop some new sneakers, we're gonna try to figure out, you know what I'm saying, where to get them, how can I, if we drop a new song, we're gonna go back and listen to their catalog and see, oh yeah, they are fire. If we show up in a new outfit and don't want to tell you where we bought it from, we gonna scour the internet until we find it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this financial stuff, somebody come in and be like, Tim, um, why how you know which counters to put your fibs on, right? Shout out Doc. I was on A Squad Live the other day, and somebody asked me a question about fibs, and I started breaking down why I did it. You know what I'm saying? And Doc was like, "Hey, y'all ask Tim something. Tim gonna always put in a whole lot extra. I got to put in a whole lot extra because I'm trying to give you the why behind why I'm connecting this to this high and this high. If I just say connected to this high and this high, you just gonna connect it to that high and that high. You don't know why I'm connecting it to that high. You don't know why I'm connecting it to that low. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, you ain't got you trying to get the equity without the equity, man.
No, like you got to think about this, right? Like a lot of times, everybody treats the other person like the steak, and they treat themselves like the mashed potatoes.
Oh,
And it's like, yo, you the steak. Like I'm the steak. Everybody else that I talk to about finances, the mashed potatoes, the corn, the parsley, they're not the steak. You keep on treating somebody else's opinion like the steak. That's why it don't taste good. Because that steak's not for you. Because we all eat steak differently. I might eat my medium, you might eat yours medium well, whatever. Like yo, you are the steak, right? And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't value yourself as being that, and if you're a vegan, you the cauliflower, whatever, you know what I mean, for the vegan brothers and sisters. But the point is, like, you have to value yourself that high to know that you are the main attraction and that
Exactly.
anybody else that you talk to is just the side dish to your entree and not the other way around. Because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately that's what leads to the demise of people is that like, yo, I'm gonna follow this person because they brilliant. How you know they brilliant? If you don't know nothing, how you know that person knows something? Because of how they look, what they got, because people be jocking them. Like what
Mm-hmm.
you don't know that. So it doesn't make a difference. Yo, I thought I was the best basketball player in the world until I played AAU and went national. I said, oh, there's people bigger than me. Oh, okay. Like, and either that's gonna make you stop playing basketball or it's gonna make you get better. And so like when I realized that it don't matter what somebody is doing in California or somewhere else, that I gotta work on my game. And I'm the stake. It's not about nobody else but me, right? That changed my perspective. And I was able to get a scholarship with that mindset. And I was able to cultivate my career with the same mindset. It's not about nobody else. We
Yep.
put so much value on other people's opinions that we drive
Mm-hmm.
ourselves crazy. Like I said, other people's opinions can either weigh a feather or an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
That's on how much you value their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And when you understand that opinions like assholes, everybody has them, they all stink, right?
Yep.
And that my opinion don't mean nothing. It's just mine. I own it. Doesn't mean that I'm right. It's just what I think. You can rock with it. You can not rock with it. We can talk about it. But ultimately, like that's how we have to think. We have to close the knowledge gap to close the wealth gap.
Yeah.
If we
Yep.
don't, we're not going to get there.
Y'all better get them airplanes out of here. Pick up a couple feathers and keep it moving. Shout out to homie Boogie. Boogie always pulling up with the super chat. Boogie say, how do you deal with losses or having a wrong thesis on an investment months later?
I mean, you have to be real with yourself, right? Understand why you lost. What did I do wrong? Right? Like athletes watch film. They go back and say, well, what did we do wrong in this game? So I deal with the loss of again, I have an idea of like what I'm willing to risk. So hey, if I'm in this and it goes down 15%, I'm out of here, right? And I know what I risk and I'm okay with it because I learned a lesson. Where was I right? Where was I wrong? Was I too early? Was I too late? Was there something I didn't factor in? Did something happen? So for example, we had a pandemic, right? And we didn't nobody had a pandemic on their bingo board in 2020 has had an adverse effect on the market, right? Whether it has anything to do with inflation and jobs and different things. So again, like you have to, well, how's that factor in for the future? So when you lose a trade, it's okay. We all lose trades. I'm not perfect, but I learned a lesson. So it's not really a loss. I lost money, but I learned a lesson, so I don't repeat the same mistake. If you don't learn anything, then you'll continually repeat the same mistake and you'll continue to lose money, right? What did you learn from that? I learned X, Y, Z. Okay, let's move on. So I think when you think like that, that helps you because you're in it for the knowledge and lesson and not for the bread. Don't risk nothing you can't afford to lose. Simple.
Yup, yup.
That doesn't hurt as much.
We got baby, we got any more questions in now? You got any more questions? Did you see I was peeking over there, I ain't see no questions. I don't look like I see no Uncle Charles had dropped a little gem right there. You know what I'm saying? He say that information diet is so important. We've been eating at too many investing restaurants and getting fat on bad information. That's a bar all in itself. Ain't no crystal balls out there. That's what I'm talking about, Michelle. Hey man, I appreciate you, Q. You know what
My
I'm
God,
saying?
thank you for having me.
I know you do this Wall Street stuff for a living, man, and I appreciate you not coming in here and just trying to give the cousins another, like we like to say, gem. Not trying to give them another gem to get the bag. You came here and forcing people to look at themselves.
Yeah,
Forcing them to look at themselves because, like I said, it's up here. 90% up here. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to learn how to get out your own way. You got to be, like you say, you got to be real with yourself. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Understand, like you say, people be having pictures of their daughter up when they making an investment. Be real with yourself. I talk about it all the time. What's your why? I really appreciate you for coming to here, man, and forcing us to look at the man and the woman in the mirror, man.
You know the vibes, man. I appreciate you.
Yep, yep. So, man, We ain't gonna hold Q up no more. Everybody, if y'all got anything out of this, y'all hit the like button and please share this. If you ain't shared now other video, please share this one with a cousin that you like and share it with a cousin that you don't like. Share it with as many people as you can, because this right here, this is more important than anything I can share with you that I learned from ICT. This is more important than anything any technical analysis trader can come in and show you. This is more important than showing like, oh, I flipped 5,000 into 25,000 in 2 days. This is way more important to this, because this right here, this is gonna teach you how to get to the end of that marathon, man. Next week I'm going on vacation. We ain't doing nothing. As of right now, we ain't got nothing for the 26th. Yeah, we ain't got nothing for the 26th. The homie Mo gonna come on and talk about supply and demand type trading. I'm gonna put up a poll and see if y'all want to do it on the 3rd or the 10th. The 3rd or the 10th of July, which day work best for the whole community as a whole. But I'll see y'all tomorrow at 6:30 to do the price action recap. We're gonna jump on probably about 9 o'clock and try to, you know what I'm saying, talk about the overnight price action. Cause, y'all know how we do with the Spider Gang, man. We just look at what's going on. We talk about it. I don't get on here and try to say I'm teaching nobody. We go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Me, Zay, 100, Red, Boogie, everybody. We get on here and go back and forth. We have a conversation. Like Q said, we take we have higher level conversations because we done all did our research. We forcing each other to do the research. We don't get on here and say, buy this price, get in that. Is it? We force each other to do the research, man. Y'all know what it is. Support your boy by buying the merch. I'm not a bull or a bear. I'm a beast. Spider Gang. Y'all pull up on the newTLR.com and support your boy if you want to support me. Hit the like button. Again, hit the like button. They said it helps, so hit the like button and share this with a cousin, man. Q, my guy. I appreciate you. And I'll see y'all tomorrow at 6:30. Gone.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.